Hello everybody, my name is Turk, and welcome back to Dragon Age Origins. Last time we left off, we had to deal with 2 hours of me being an idiot and playing this game. Even though this game is fantastic, by the way, Beheaded Woman, and with no hands as well. It is amazing. Alright. And what happened after the Blight battle, or, well, what we mainly had to do is that we had to go out collect vials so I could become a gray warrior guy. Grey Warden. There he is. And once we became Grey Wardens, we had to fight the Blight. And after the Blight battle, the commander, one of the guys, Latham, or whatever his name is, he took his people and ran off. And me, Alistair, and two other people were trapped in a tower that we had to light. And yeah, but this kind lady's mother, Morgan's mother, came and saved us, Flemeth. And now Morgan, this hot piece of woman, is now one of my companions. Yes. Anyway, and we were about to exit this place. So let's go. Oh, look at this. There's a world map. Oh, Flemeth's hut. Korkari Wilds and Ostagar. Huh. Let's go to Lothering. So that's the only place. Could I have gone up there? Oh, what is this? Hello. What happened here? Dinero. Oh, that's
and I expect
that guy.
each of you to supply these men. We must rebuild what was lost at Ostagar, and quickly.
Excuse
There are
you.
those who would take advantage of our weakened state if we let them. We must defeat this Darkspawn incursion, but we must do so sensibly and without hesitation.
Your Lordship, if I might speak. You have declared yourself Queen Honora's regent, and claim we must unite under your banner for our own good. But what of the army lost at Ostagar? Your withdrawal was most fortuitous.
Everything I have done has been to secure Ferelden's independence. I have not shirked my duty to the throne, and neither will any of you!
The Banon will not bow to you simply because you demand it.
Understand this. I will brook no threat to this nation from you or anyone.
Well then. We all know who the dig here is. That guy.
Van Tegan, please!
Your Majesty, your father risks civil war. If Eamon were here...
Van Tegan, my father is doing what is best.
Did he also do what was best for your husband, your Majesty?
He killed your husband. If I was that lady, I'd be all over him, tearing him to shreds, saying, "Why'd you let my husband die, you son of a bitch?" Or in my case, it'd be my wife. Hopefully Morgan. She's hot. Oh! Was that the dog from before? It's the dog from before! Yes, boys! Yes! Ha! Oh, why? Oh. Let me get this death through here. Alright. How about no? Where am I going? Get him. There we are. got my dog. Shoo, go away, no.
I think he was out there looking for you. He's chosen you.
Yeah.
Barbaria like that. They call it imprinting.
Does this mean we're going to have this mangy beast following us about now?
Yes.
Wonderful.
He's not mangy.
Too much responsibility. No, it's not. It's not a lot of responsibility. Maybe it's meant to be. Yeah, Happy Bart. I love this doggo. Oh, I get to name it too. Oh, I'm gonna name it. White Rat. After one of my fairly deceased dogs. May he rest in peace in doggy heaven. Alright, anyways, let's go steal this guy's stuff. Oh, a sapphire poultice. Yes, buddy. Still have no use for that. Oh, maybe Morgan can use it in a greenstone. Still have no use for this lyrium. Alright, let's go. Come on, my people. Alright, let's see here. Oh, it's save the game. Something's about to happen. Wait, no. It might be something else. But seriously, really? We're outside of a wall and nobody could have helped us. Literally, that looks like a castle wall. No guards posted. Real. Oh, okay. Yes, let's go. To Lothering. Let us loathe in Lothering. Let us loathe ourselves in Lothering.
Wake up, gentlemen. More travelers to attend to. Led by a dwarf, oddly enough.
Oh, screw you.
They don't look much like them others. You know, maybe we should just let these ones pass.
Nonsense. Greetings, travelers.
Highwaymen, preying on those fleeing the Darkspawn, I suppose.
They are fools to get in our way. I say, teach them a lesson.
I say kill him.
Now, is that any way to greet someone? A simple 10 silvers, and you're free to move on.
We're not refugees.
What did I tell you? No wagons, and this one looks armed.
The toll applies to everyone, Heinrich. That's why it's a toll, and not, say, a refugee tax.
Oh, right. Even if you're no refugee, you still gotta pay.
Indeed, for the upkeep of the Imperial Highway. It's a bit of a mess, isn't it?
I think not.
Much gets past you, I see.
It's not really a toll. We're just robbing you, see?
Do shut up.
I like that
Even
guy.
a Genlock would have understood that.
He's so stupid yet straightforward. I'm not paying.
Well, I can't say I'm pleased to hear that. We have rules, you know.
Right. We get to ransack your corpse then. Those are the rules. Did he say he's a Grey Warden? Them ones killed the king.
Traitors to Ferelden, I hear. Tern Loghain put quite a bounty on any who are found.
Excuse me?
What do you say, gents? With that kind of bounty, we can retire. Let's be heroes to the kingdom.
Enjoy. Choose somebody. Oh, I'm about to go unconscious, aren't I? Yeah. Use. There we go.
All right, we surrender. We're just trying to get by before the Darkspawn get us all.
Get by. You're a criminal.
Yes, I'm a criminal. I admit it. I apologize.
Now you die. That's all you deserve. Oh no. I'm turning you into the authorities. You'll follow my lead. I could use some soldiers. Hand over everything you've stolen. And start running and don't come back. I want some questions
What could I tell you? We aren't even from these parts.
What exactly have you
Well,
been doing?
watching for folks fleeing from the south. Chasing from the wilds and farmholders, mostly. There aren't soldiers here anymore, so we help ourselves. We try not to hurt anyone too much.
Oh, too much. Huh.
It's packed full. The band took his men north with Tear and Loghain, so there's no one looking out for it except a few Templars at the Chantry. Well, I was just trying to feed my family, you know?
Have you heard about any survivors at all?
Couple, maybe. A group of wounded ash warriors came by earlier. Got right out of their way.
What news have you heard?
Everyone's saying how the Grey Wardens betrayed the king during the Darkspawn fight.
Excuse me.
Got him and themselves killed. Tern Loghain pulled out just in time. First thing he's doing as regent is putting a bounty on Grey Wardens. Well then, let me go!
Now you die, that's all you deserve. They're literally just trying to get by. Oh, I'm too kind of a person. Turning you into the authorities. You'll follow my lead. I could use some soldiers. Well, that would mean less XP experience points from me and my people. God, I don't know. I mean, they did try robbing us and, like, killing us and robbing us, but he has a family. And if I just let him go, he'll just go out and kill more people. Oh, why is this game? Why do I have to make such hard decisions? Oh, no. I'm turning you into the
There aren't
authorities.
any. Just the Templars, and they'll execute me.
Then they'll do what they must. Oh no, he's got a family though. Hand over everything you've stolen. I'd be basically killing his family. Oh no. Fine, come on.
What are you joking, right? I could never be a soldier.
Or you could die.
I'm not going down without a fight.
Oh no. Oh, he's dead. Oh, they all end up dying anyway. Oh, I gained a level. That was so angelic. Yes, boy. Alright, a dead Templar. Knight's note, Knight's locket. Huh. A studded leather glove, spirit shard. A frost rock.
I shall do it.
Hey, here we go. Sweet. Alright, let's see here. Oh, yep. It's always a good thing to look around. A bow. Let's keep looking around. Oh, there's a camp down here. Look at that.
Well,
Hello.
there it is. Lothering. Pretty as a painting.
Ah, so you have finally decided to rejoin us, have you? Falling on your blade in grief seemed like too much trouble, I take it.
Is my being upset so hard to understand? Have you never lost someone important to you? Just what would you do if your mother died?
Before or after I stopped laughing?
Right, very
my God.
creepy. Forget I asked.
Oh, man. You have been very quiet, Alistair. Leave him alone, Morgan. What do you want to
His
talk about,
navel,
Alistair?
I suspect. He certainly has been contemplating it for long enough.
A navel?
Oh, I get it. This is the part where we're shocked to discover how you've never had a friend your entire life.
I can be friendly when I desire to. Alas, desiring to be more intelligent does not make it so.
Anyway, I thought we should talk about where we intend to go first.
It's like, you could be friendly with me anytime, Morgan. Uh-huh. and use these treaties, I assume. Before we can decide.
But we need to decide what our general plan is for afterwards, don't we? I think what Flemeth suggested is the best idea. These treaties, have you looked at them?
No, no.
There are three main groups that we have treaties for. The Dalish Elves, the Dwarves of Orzammar, and the Circle of Magi. I also still think that Arleman is our best bet for help. We might even want to go to him first.
I'm not sure any of this is a good idea. Is there a way to contact
Short
the
of
Grey
leaving
Wardens?
Ferelden to seek them out, the only place to send word to would be Weishaupt Fortress. And that's thousands of miles away.
Oh. Then we need to find these
I can
people.
give you directions if you like.
Oh, man.
You're going
Can't
to
go
have
back
to.
there.
I certainly wouldn't want to go there alone.
Why? Would it frighten you?
What about the surface
Are you
dwarves?
afraid of dark and sunken places?
I mean, we won't have any choice. You'll be there under Grey Warden business, and the dwarves will just have to see reason.
They certainly are renowned for an abundance of reason, 'tis true.
Politics. Where do we find the Circle
That
of
will
Magi?
be at their tower on Lake Carlenhard to the north. We'll be looking for the first enchanter, whoever that is.
Where we find the Dalish
If we head
Elves.
eastward, towards the Brazilian forest, we should hear word of one of the clans that wanders that area. Hopefully, they will still be there.
Alright, where do we find
He'll be at
Arl
Castle
Aemon?
Redcliffe, in the far western part of Ferelden, next to the mountain passes. If he isn't there, someone will be able to tell us where he is.
Or would
If he isn't out in the field with his army, he's probably going to be at the palace in Denerim. We can go to Denerim, but somehow I suspect that they're not going to let us just walk around. Only a suspicion, of course.
I don't need any
Then you
more
have a
questions.
plan.
What do you think we should do, Morgan?
Go after your enemy directly. Find this man Loghain and kill him. The rest of this business with the treaties can then be done in safety.
Yes, he certainly wouldn't see that coming, and it's not like he has the advantage of an army and experience and...
I was asked for my opinion and I gave it. If your wish is to come up with reasons why something cannot be done, we will stand here until the Darkspawn are upon us.
I'm not sure any
I'm
of
not
this is a
sure
good
I
idea.
like any of it either, but we don't have a lot of choice in the matter.
Of course you have a choice. You could run and forget about it all.
We
Let
can
the
die.
Darkspawn do as they wish until other Grey Wardens come. If they come.
That's what you call a choice?
It may not be a good choice, but it's a choice nevertheless. We all choose our path, even when it seems there is only one direction we should go.
How enlightening. At any rate, I'll stay with you whatever you decide.
I'm ready to get
Fair
going.
enough. Let's head into the village whenever you're ready.
Alrighty then, let's go. Marsh. Hi there, who are you? Oh, you're
We
Paul
don't see
Farmer.
many dwarves in these parts. You here to trade?
I should go.
Don't let me stop you.
You're an ass. I don't like you. Who are you people? Refugee, refugee, refugee.
What will happen to us now that the king is dead?
I don't know.
What will happen to us now that the king is dead?
No idea.
I'm scared. When are we going home?
Oh, you're scared, little girl.
One of your party members has begun to genuinely like you and respect your leadership as you improve. Wait, who was it? Was it her? More than likely her. Party members will be much more willing to open up when they don't have to worry about death around every corner, and you'll need to talk to them.
What do you wish of me?
Hi. I'd like to ask you
If
something.
you must.
How did you become a shape changer?
I was not born such. 'Tis a skill of Flemeth's, taught over many years in the wilds. The chastened have tales of we witches, saying that we assume the forms of creatures to watch them from hiding. When a child is alone and separate from his tribe, that is when we strike, dragging the young boy kicking and screaming to our lair to be devoured. A most amusing legend.
That does sound like something you do. But it's just a legend,
So
right?
I assume. My mother has walked the wilds far longer than I. Who am I to suggest what things she has done and not done in her past? Why do you ask? Is there something specific you wish to know?
No, I've never heard
No?
like magic like that before.
Tis not unheard of in the remote corners of the world. There are traditions of magic outside of the Circle of Magi, despite what those mages would have you believe. Some of these traditions are old, indeed, passed down as carefully guarded lore from one generation to the next. The zealots of the Chantry would uproot all such practitioners if they could. But as luck have it, some still exist. My mother is such a one.
You mean apostates?
Not all apostates use the forbidden blood arts. Maleficarum do, but to condemn all who do not fall under the Circle's thrall for the sake of what might be is a dangerous path to walk. There are those who look on the word apostate as meaning freedom.
Can you change into other
The
human
form
forms
of an
as well?
animal is different from my own. One may study the creature, learn to move as it does, think as it does. In time, this allows one to become as it is. I gain nothing by studying another human. I already am the same as they are. I learn nothing. So the answer is no, my human form is the only one I possess.
Can anyone become
Anyone
a
with
shape changer?
sufficient will. But the
Hey.
act of transformation is a magical one. 'Tis a
dang
spell
it.
and thus requires a mage's talents. If you had a
Fudge.
notion to learn such a skill for yourself, sadly, you must remain disappointed.
Oh, dang it. Oh, man. You smell like
There
one of
were
them.
nights when the wilds called to me, 'tis true. You look upon the world around you and you think you know it well. I have smelled it as a wolf, listened as a cat, prowled shadows that you never dreamed existed. But my life is as a human. I am under no illusions to the contrary.
Alright. When you're
They
changed.
do not shy away from me. To their senses, I believe I seem like any other of their species. As to what they think, I truly cannot say. Just as I am still human, no matter my form, they are still animals. Thus they cannot speak, even were I to ask.
That's all I wanted to ask.
Indeed. Have you an opinion on my abilities, then? Am I an unnatural abomination to be put to the torch?
Tied to a flagpole and tickle? That would just make you angry, I think. At the very least.
I wouldn't advise it. But enough of such talk. Let us proceed, lest the dust gather on us.
I like her. Yes! A +1! Yeah, boy! Alright. Heroic accomplishments. Kills 4. Most powerful foe slain is a bandit. Hit rate 100%. Nice, 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 nice. Oh, 169.
What do you
Hello.
wish of me?
Yeah, I'll be back.
If you must. Well, that depends, does it not? What does she seem to be?
Human?
Oh, she certainly was human. Once. Tell me, how much do you know of the tale? The one that the chastened still tell of my mother, to frighten them into obedience.
Spare me the bedtime stories. I didn't even know there was such a thing.
Ah, I see. That does explain much. I can
Yeah.
relay what Flemeth once told me
I
herself.
know nothing.
And you can decide whether or not 'tis the truth, if you desire.
Sounds
As the
interesting.
tale is sung by the bards, there was a time when Flemeth was young and beautiful. A fair lass in a land of barbarian men, the desire of any who saw her.
So it's you. Okay. Just how long
Many
ago was
centuries
this? Okay.
before this land was even named Ferelden. The tales say that Flemeth fell in love with Osen the bard, and fled the castle of her husband, the dreadlord Conabar, and that he swore vengeance for her infidelity. In truth, My mother claims that 'twas Osen who was her husband, and Conobar the jealous lord, who looked on from afar. Lord Conobar approached young Osen and offered him wealth and power in exchange for his lovely wife. And Osen agreed.
Oh. Seems like a fair deal. No.
The life of a bard is a poor one, and love fades in the wake of hunger. 'Twas Flemeth who suggested the arrangement. All would have been well had Lord Conobar kept his end of the bargain. But he was a foul man who bargained with coin he did not possess. Osen was led off to a field and slain, left for dead. Flemeth spoke to the spirits and learned of the deed, and swore revenge.
But wasn't she now married to a wealthier man?
That was not the point. Conobar had no honor, so she would not have him. Flemeth begged the spirits to aid her, and 'twas they who slew Conobar. The demon the legend tells of came later. Lord Conobar's allies chased Flemeth, you see.
I'm actually going to keep this
her
in
to the
here.
wilds, and there she hid. There she found the demon, and he made her strong. The legends all speak of the great hero Cormac, he who defeated Flemeth and her great army when she invaded the lowlands centuries later. All lies.
Which she never invaded, or he never defeated her.
The truth of the matter is that there was never an invasion. As Flemeth tells it, the Chastened never raised an army under her banner, and she never fought with any warrior named Cormac. Cormac led a brutal civil war against his own people, and later claimed it was to vanquish evil that had taken root amongst the lords. Thus, he was hailed a hero. Flemeth was only attached to the legend much later. Perhaps 'twas due to the great war with the Chastened that eventually came, but Mother claims not to know how it began.
How is it that Flemeth is
The
alive
demon
so
within
long?
her has transformed her into something else. An abomination, perhaps some would say. I know not. I only know my mother is clever, and she is part of the wilds as it is part of her. But she is no immortal. She bleeds. A blade in her heart would kill her like any other, were it lucky enough to find her. You ask if I have sisters. I have asked of this myself. The stories tell of many witches of the wilds after all, not just the one, and these tales existed long before I did. Flemeth refuses to speak of other daughters, if they existed, so should I believe I am her first? I doubt that too.
Usually insane horrors?
How often is this usually? Always? If not always, then when is it not true? There are more things in this world and the next than you or I could ever hope to understand. What Flemeth became is a mystery. I suspect even to her.
It sounds like hogwash. Do you believe
I
it
do not
really?
believe everything that Flemeth claims. Oft it seems her bitterness has coloured her memories. But on the whole, yes, I believe this tale, if not all.
Interesting story.
Flemeth
Thank you.
tells it with far more embellishment than I, but you are welcome. Dare I ask of your own mother? Few are abominations of legend, 'tis true, but I find myself curious nevertheless.
My mother died a long time ago.
Then you have my sympathies for what it is worth. Which is very little, I am certain. It matters not. Let us move on.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Oh, by 5. Yes! Me and her are going to be bestest of friends. Alright. Nice. Alright, so I'll be back after I'm done talking with Morgan.
What do you wish of me? If the wilds have taught me anything, 'tis this. First, you must survive. Do you disagree? Oh? I would ask what exactly, but I'm certain that would be a lengthy conversation, and suddenly I grow very weary. Enough of this talk. Let us return to the task at hand. What do you wish of me? We are hardly alone, so privacy is not an option. It is your question, however. Ask what you will. I am here because Flemeth commanded me to aid you. Why? Do you wish me to leave? I can do so if you prefer. Then I assume our discussion ends here.
Oh!
What do you wish of me? We are hardly alone, so privacy is not an option. It is your question, however. Ask what you will.
Oh, fuck. Not again. Fuck.
What do you wish of me? If you must. Why do you ask me such questions? I do not probe you for pointless information, do I? Beg pardon then while I jump for joy. What is it you asked? If I grew up in the wilds? A curious question. Where else would you picture me? For many years it was simply Flemeth and I. The wilds and its creatures expect favor to come with a price. Perhaps you would be willing to pay a compliment. Is that too much? Hmm?
I am brilliant and amazing. Are you joking? You're fishing for a compliment.
I suppose stating the obvious will have to do. Very well then. You are on my good side. Best watch your step that you don't fall off.
Yay! I'm on her good side.
Yes? If you must.
Oh, damn it. Let's see here.
Yes? We are hardly alone, so privacy is not an option. It is your question, however. Ask what you will.
I don't want to tell her that. Oh, where's my thing? I want to give her my thing. My thing. Where's my thing? I need my thing. I had a ring. It's my thing. I want to give it to her. I want to give it to... There it is. Oh, you son. Yeah.
A fine gift. You have my thanks.
Yeah.
Yes? If you must. Yes? We are hardly alone, so privacy is not an option. It is your question, however. Ask what you will.
I don't want to just yet. Could I? Hold on. Save game. YouTube game. Save game. Save game.
Yes? Yes? We are hardly alone, so privacy is not an option. It is your question, however. Ask what you will. What's this? 'Tis a rather odd discussion you seem to desire, leaning in so closely.
It's like, do you
Not
legit?
unless you stop.
Hey. Oh, yeah, boy. Your boy did it. Your boy did it. Your boy did it. Oh, man.
Yes? We are hardly alone, so privacy is not an option. It is your question,
Is there
however.
anything new?
Ask what you will.
Nope, nothing new. I don't want to call her
Yes?
a shrew. I really don't.
If you must.
Oh, damn it. Yeah, I'll stay.
What do you need? You don't have to do that. I know you didn't know him as long as I did.
Good, I don't want it falling apart
Don't
again.
worry. So long as we're looking at taking down that bastard Loghain, I won't be losing any sleep at night. And thanks for the warm concern. For a moment there, I thought you might actually have cared.
Holy shit. What happened?
What do you need? Ask away. Oh, did I say that? I meant that dogs raised me. Giant slobbering dogs from the Anderfells. A whole pack of them, in fact.
It's been tough for... That's not what I remember you telling Flemeth.
Well, if you're going to go and pay attention to the facts, then fine. Let's see, how do I explain this? I'm a bastard. And before you make any smart comments, I mean the fatherless kind. My mother was a serving girl in Redcliffe Castle who died when I was very young. Arleman wasn't my father, but he took me in anyhow and put a roof over my head. He was good to me, and he didn't have to be. I respect the man, and I don't blame him anymore for sending me off to the Chantry once I was old enough.
But you blamed him then, I take it.
Arleman eventually married a young woman from Orlais, which caused all sorts of problems between him and the king because it was so soon after the war. But he loved her. Anyhow, then you, Arlessa, resented the rumors which pegged me as his bastard. They weren't true, but of course they existed. The Arl didn't care, but she did. So off I was packed to the nearest monastery at age 10, just as well. The Arlessa made sure the castle wasn't a home to me by that point. She despised me.
What an awful thing to do to
Maybe.
a child.
She felt threatened by my presence, I can see that now. I can't say I blame her. She wondered if the rumors were true herself, I bet. I remember I had an amulet with Andraste's holy symbol on it. The only thing I had of my mother's. I was so furious at being sent away, I tore it off and threw it at the wall and it shattered. Stupid thing to do. The Arl came by the monastery a few times to see how I was, but I was stubborn. I hated it there, and blamed him for everything. And eventually, he just stopped coming. All I know is that the Arl is a good man, and well loved by the people. He also was King Caelan's uncle, so he has a personal motivation to see Loghain pay for what he did. Anyway, that's really all there is to the story.
Alright.
What do you need?
We're friends again, I think?
Ask away.
Never mind. But what are you doing? Okay, let's level up though. My willpower. Resistance character fortitude. Special attacks. Let's go ahead and get more stamina there. Next. Ooh, here we are. Here we go. Are you giving me the one to be? Making attempts is still likely to succeed. Several potions, some granadas. Strategist quickly in battle and consequently gains a combat tactics slot. Your character now analyzes map more astutely and consequently gains an additional combat tactics slot. Small bonus to attack warriors and rogues gain access to a third-tier weapons talent. Mages can take on damage. Next, my boys. Let's see here. Powerful swings. While in this mode, the character puts extra muscle behind each swing, gaining a bonus to damage, but suffering penalties to attack and defense. Two-handed strength reduces the penalties to penalties to attack and defense. Sweet. Bridge in here. Let's get Joe play. Alright. Nice. Alright, let's get going. Hold on, wait.
Yes? We are hardly alone, so privacy is not an option. It is your question, however. Ask what you will. And you wish to do this in front of an audience, do you?
Oh, super. Excuse me while I begin projectile vomiting.
What is that, Alistair? We were not listening.
Wow. Okay. Oh, that's funny. That's hilarious. Alright. Let's carry on, though. That's a refugee. That's a refugee.
So what's the deal with you and him anyway? Dare I ask?
Him? Him who? Is this supposed to mean something to me?
You know exactly who I'm talking about. Mr. Let's Make Kissy Faces over there.
My. You are jealous, aren't you? Did I take your favorite Grey Warden away from you?
What? I'm not jealous. I'm horrified.
Those blushing cheeks of yours tell a different tale.
These blushing cheeks are terrified that you'll suck all the blood out of them once you're finished with him.
If I feel the need to suck on anything of yours, Alistair, you'll be the first to know.
That was so not what I meant.
Perhaps we should go and tell him together about your touching concerns. Perhaps he'll pay more attention to you if you ask nicely.
Uh-huh. I think we're done here.
Done before you started, in fact.
So let's talk about your mother for a moment.
I'd rather talk about your mother.
Well, there's nothing to talk about. And besides, isn't your mother a scary witch who lives in the middle of a forest? Much more interesting.
To you, perhaps. You would find the moss growing upon a stone interesting.
You know what's more interesting than that? Apostates. Mages outside of the tower. That's illegal, you know.
You did not read that in a book somewhere, did you? I hope the small letters did not strain you overmuch.
Oh, we could not talk about your mother. That works for me.
Oh, that's great.
You there. If you're looking for safe shelter, I'll warn you. There's none to be found.
Oh, thank you, Templar.
Move on if you can. Lothering's lost. Thieves prey on the unfortunate whenever they get the chance. We've had refugees streaming from the south for the last 2 days. The Chantry and Tavern are full to bursting. There simply isn't enough food to go around, and we Templars can barely keep order. You'd be better off elsewhere, my friend. Best of luck wherever you might go.
Thank you. Anyhow. Refugees. Refugee girl. Refugee. Refugee. Oh, a robbed woman, robbed child.
Greetings, Sir Dwarf. Your folk are famous for their generosity. Might you spare some bread?
I can spare nothing for beggars. What happened to
We
you?
thought it would be safer in Lothering. That the Terran would bring his soldiers here. But bandits attacked us and took everything. Our food, our clothes, my daughter's pet lamb. Nobody cares about a few elves. Can you help us? You killed them?
That's wonderful news. Perhaps our belongings are still there.
I can't thank you enough, friend. Even if we don't get everything back, it's good to know others will be safe.
Oh, I am so happy that we saw these people now. Oh man, I am so happy.
As you say.
I do not regret anything now. Golden Scythe 490. Hey, maintains a chill even though gifts can be sold to a merchant or given to a certain party members to influence their approval rating. Nice. Nice.
I'm cold. I don't like it.
Did you and your mother get
Some
separated?
mean men with swords came, and Mother told me to run to the village as fast as I could, so I did. She said she'd be right behind me, but I've been waiting and waiting, and I can't see her.
This kid's trying to make the toughest face possible. Well, good luck with that.
He went with William to the neighbours yesterday, but he didn't come back.
I'll help you look for your
Mother
mother.
said I wasn't to go with anyone. I'm supposed to wait for her here, in the village.
Oh, no.
I will, but only if I don't find Mother first. So, you're a dwarf, aren't you?
Did my height give me
Father
away?
says dwarves are really greedy, but you're not greedy at all. Thank you for helping me.
Could I have adopted the child? I want to adopt the child! I want to adopt the child! I want to adopt little Timmy. Little Timmy, let me adopt you.
Have you seen my mother?
Beat it.
She said she'd be right behind me. Mother said I wasn't to go with... Why not? Why would she leave me here? But she must be coming. I don't know. Maybe I should go home and look for her. No, I'm big enough to go myself. The mean men must be gone by now.
Oh no. Oh, come on. Yeah, this is gonna be skipped through. This is gonna all be edited out, by the way. A farmer, a sister, and
Back off.
Oh,
I have
whoa.
the right to charge what I wish.
You profit from their misfortune. I should have the Templars give away everything in your carts.
You wouldn't dare. Any of you step too close to my goods and I'll...
It's so nice to see everyone working together in a crisis. Warms the heart.
Oh, you there. You look able. Would you care to make a tiny profit helping a beleaguered businessman?
Solve this yourselves, I'm not getting involved. Get rid of the tiny part, and I'll consider it. Is this your profiting ruffling some feathers?
You could say that, yes.
The nerve of these people!
He is charging outlandish prices for things people desperately need. Their blood is filling his pockets.
'Tis only survival of the fittest. All of these cretins would do the same in his shoes, given the chance.
I have limited supplies. The people decide what those supplies are worth to them.
You bought most of your wares from these very people last week. Now they flee for their lives, and you want to talk business?
Look, stranger, I've 100 silvers if you drive this rabble off, starting with that priest. I'm an honest merchant, nothing more.
Oh no. You don't think you're being unscrupulous?
Would it help these folks if they could buy no goods at all?
They spend their very last coin because they are desperate, and this man preys upon them as surely as the bandits outside the city.
Ah, I'm not arguing anymore. Drive off this woman and get your 100 silvers. Otherwise, I'm taking my wagon and leaving. And hear more belly aching? I'd rather take my goods back to Denerim. You wouldn't dare. I'm leaving. And who's gonna make me leave him? You? I hope the Darkspawn choke on your cheap hides. Ah!
I suppose it couldn't be helped. Maker, help us all.
Oh no. How about we do this? Oh, now we're back with Timmy.
Back off.
You profit from their misfortune. I should have the Templars give away
You wouldn't.
It's so...
Oh, you there. You look able. Would you care to make a tiny profit helping a beleaguered businessman? You could say...
The nerve!
He is...
'Tis only survival of the...
I have limited supply.
You bought most of your wares from these very people last week. Now they flee for their lives, and you want to talk business?
Look, stranger, I've 100 silvers if you drive this rabble off, starting with that priest. I'm an honest merchant, nothing more.
You got this guy. He's good with the merchants. I'm seeing this sort of as the turn point of who I'm going to be good with. Am I going to be good with the townsfolk, or am I going to be good with the profiteers, the people that make money? Oh boy.
Would it help these folks if they could buy no goods at all?
They spend their very last coin because they are desperate, and this man preys upon them as surely as the bandits outside the city.
Ah, I'm not arguing anymore. Drive off this woman and get your 100 silvers. Otherwise, I'm taking my wagon and leaving. You wouldn't dare. I'm leaving.
But you... Never mind.
What are you doing? Run, everyone! Run!
Alistair's disapproval, -1. Would it have been better for me to not do that? There's no way I can help the city folk. I'm just gonna have to go with the merchant.
Oh, you there. You look able. I'm not the only one with some business sense.
He is charging outlandish prices.
'Tis only so.
I have limited supplies.
You bought...
Look, stranger, I've 100 silvers if you drive this rabble off, starting with that priest. I'm an honest merchant, nothing more.
Ooh, let's make them bargain.
You want me to bid against him? We don't have that kind of coin.
So what do I get if I help you?
We have nothing to offer but our gratitude.
Suppose it's not right to run off
Would it
this
help these
folk.
folks if they could buy no goods at all?
They spend their very last coin because they...
Ah, I'm not arguing anymore. Drive off this woman and get your 100 silvers. Otherwise, I'm taking my wagon and leaving. And hear more belly aching? I'd rather take my goods back to Denerim.
I tried my best. The only thing I can do is to kill him. Literally. That's the only thing I can do.
Fine. May your heartlessness bring you exactly what you deserve.
A fine sentiment, if I've ever heard one.
My head.
You're so nice. I bet you make allies everywhere you go.
Ha! Serves that wench right. You have my thanks. And 100 silvers, yes?
I hear you're making a killing. Me to kill him. They can kill him regardless. Oh my goodness.
Right, fair enough. But only you.
Let's see what you have
This
there.
way. And beware the urchins. They have grabby little hands.
Ooh, fire stuff, yay. I have... I have more honor than this. I'm sorry, guys. I have more honor than this. I'm more of a person who wants people to like me
Back off.
than earn money.
Oh, you there. You look able. Would you care to make a tiny profit?
Let's get him to like me
Look,
first.
stranger, I've 100 silvers if you drive this rabble off, starting with that... Ah, I'm not arguing anymore. And hear more belly aching? You wouldn't dare. I'm leaving. And who's gonna make me leave him? You? I hope the Darkspawn choke on your cheap hides. Ah!
I suppose it couldn't be helped. Maker, help us all.
I wish I could do more. I wish I could do more. I can do more. I cannot go near them. How about that? Let's not go near them.
I almost feel sorry for the
As if
Qunari
we
locked in that
needed
cave.
more fighting
They
here.
won't be able to defend themselves.
The legions of evil are on your doorstep. They will feast upon our hearts. There is nowhere to run. This evil will cover the world like a plague of locusts.
Please, you're scaring the children.
Better to slit their throats now than let them suffer at darkspawn hands. There! One of their minions is already amongst us.
Really?
This man bears their evil stench. Can you not see the vile blackness that fills him?
Is no one going to shut this madman up? What's where you... Why don't you keep your voice down? I know I intend to.
Darkspawn will feast on our flesh! Everyone will die! The evil shall descend upon you again! Can you all not smell the evil? This one is tainted!
Come down the spark bar.
No!
Yeah.
I have seen them! You cannot run! You cannot fight!
You poor man, what happened to you?
My family, my clan, those creatures butchered them all.
Oh man.
Some of us fled here, but we cannot escape the darkspawn. No, I have seen them. You cannot run. You cannot fight.
Standing around and shouting won't save you.
There is nothing to do. No hope is left.
That's it, time to put you out of here. We dwarves have held off the darkspawn for centuries.
Calling me a coward?
I know. I'm calling you an idiot. Listen to yourself for a moment.
I have shamed my ancestors, but the blackness will come.
He was right, wasn't he? There's no hope for us.
There's always hope.
Our courage. But there's nothing we can do.
Lay down and die. There's no hope for any of you.
Then, what shall we do? We must try to go north somehow.
There you go. That's a plan.
Evil shall descend upon us!
Is he still yelling, even though he's not here? Alrighty then. Cool. Sweet. Nice.
As you say.
Let's axe. Give me that dagger.
Maybe with that blasted chasing gone, my headache will go as well.
That's a good thing. Alrighty.
And Eileen spoke unto the masses, my hearth is yours, my bread is yours, my life is yours. For all who walk in the sight of the Maker are one.
And who are you exactly?
Let all repeat the chant of light. Only the word dispels the darkness upon us.
He can't answer you. He's chanted Devons.
What's a chanter?
One of them that can only say the chant of light. His board has letters of good deeds to be doing. My father fixed Widow Allison's roof once, and the charter paid him, he did.
A learned child is a blessing upon his parents and onto the Maker.
So if I wanted to thatch a roof, I talk to him.
There's all sorts of things on his board. Even traveling sellswords sometimes turn in postings.
Blessed are the peacekeepers, champions of the just.
Alright, let's take a look. Bandits everywhere. As transcribed on behalf of Sir Bryant, Templar, the defending of the faith, yada 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 yada, residents of good standing, and passing travelers, children. May the Maker look after his children are named. I'll accept it. Bam, boy. Why not? Alrighty.
Just how smart are Mabari supposed to be, anyway? Do you think they understand everything we say?
Yeah. Alright, let's go.
I don't like this place. Why did we come here?
I hear those bandits are back again. Why don't the Templars kill them?
We're planning on running that mine until the last minute. Felleron's orders.
So how is it that Terran Logain survived when even the Grey Wardens didn't make it out of that place down south?
I heard he saw just in time what those Grey Wardens were doing and saved his men. He's a hero, that's what he is.
Too bad he couldn't save poor King Kalen. Blast those Grey Wardens, they deserve what they got and more.
I'll say. First they drag the king down there and then they throw him to the wolves. It's no wonder it all went bad.
Yep.
So Terran Logain is the new regent?
How about we go into here? Let's see what this is up. What's up in here?
Well, look what we have here. Men.
Hi.
I think we've just been blessed.
Uh-oh. Logain's men. This can't be good.
Didn't we spend all morning asking about a dwarf by this very description? And everyone said they hadn't seen one.
It seems we were lied to.
Gentlemen, surely there's no need for trouble. These are no doubt simply more poor souls seeking refuge.
They're more than that. Now stay out of our way, sister. You protect these traitors, you'll get the same as them.
You think we're
Tern
traitors?
Logain claims the Grey Wardens betrayed the king. Or haven't you heard?
Enough talk! Take the warden into custody. Kill this sister and anyone else that gets in your way.
Right, let's make this quick.
Enemies approaching!
Oh no.
All right, you've won. We surrender.
Good. They've learned their lesson and we can all stop fighting now.
I was there. The Tern pulled us out of a trap. The wardens led the king to his death. The Tern could do nothing. What do you want to tell him? I'll tell him right away, now. Thank you.
I apologize for interfering, but I couldn't just sit by and not help.
Yeah, we're gonna kill him anyway. It's fine. He killed the king. King's dead because of Logain. Screw Logain. He's gonna die.
Save my life. I assure you, I can handle myself.
You must, butting into others' business all the time. I see. Where does the sister learn to fight like that?
I wasn't born in the Chantry, you know. Many of us had more colorful lives before we joined. Let me introduce myself. I am Liliana, one of the lay sisters of the Chantry here in
Hi,
Lothringen.
Liliana.
Oh, I was.
I'm Franz.
Those men said
of
you're a
Flecha.
Grey Warden. You will be battling the Darkspawn, yes? That
Yes,
is
I
what
will.
Grey Wardens do. I know after what happened, you will need all the help you can get. That's why I'm coming along.
These men were mistaken. I'm no Grey Warden. Oh, man. So why
The
so eager
Maker
to come
told
with
me
me?
to.
The Maker is on my side. Welcome aboard, then.
You believe me? I knew the Maker had sent a true dream. A vision that by serving you, I serve his holy plan.
Perhaps your skull was cracked worse than my thought.
Thank you. I appreciate being given this chance. I will not let you down.
Oh, no. Oh, no. I have to remove one.
Blast it.
Yes.
Indeed.
And the dog looks happy anyway. No, Poochie! Fuck. How do I get him back? I guess you don't. Once they're gone, I guess.
Yes? Well, here I am. I knew this would come up sooner or later. I don't know how to explain, but I had a dream. In it, there was an impenetrable darkness. It was so dense, so real. And there was a noise, a terrible, ungodly noise. I stood on a peak and watched as the darkness consumed everything. And when the storm swallowed the last of the sun's light, I fell. And the darkness drew me in.
You dreamed
I
of
suppose I
light.
did. That was what the darkness was, no? When I woke, I went to the Chantry's gardens, as I always do. But that day, the rose bush in the corner had flowered. Everyone knew that bush was dead. It was grey and twisted and gnarled, the ugliest thing you ever saw. But there it was, a single beautiful rose. It was as though the Maker stretched out his hand to say, even in the midst of this darkness, there is hope and beauty. Have faith.
That is just wishful thinking, Lena. Did you hear voices? And this made you want to help me?
In my dream, I fell. Or maybe I jumped. I'd do anything to stop the blight. I know that we can do it. There are so many good things in the Maker's world. How can I sit by while the blight devours everything? He's still here. I hear him in the wind and the waves. I feel him in the sunlight that warms my skin. I know what the Chantry says about the Maker, and what should I believe? What I feel in my heart, or what others tell me? Thank
Believe
you.
what feels
It's
right
nice to find
you.
someone who agrees. I know what I know, and no one will ever make that untrue.
Hey, 3x4.
Yes?
Yeah, boy. I like to talk.
Well, here I am. Quiet. It was a life suited for contemplation. In the cloister, away from the fuss and the flurry of the cities, I found peace. And in that stillness, I could hear the Maker. But it was not perfect. Some of my Chantry fellows were condescending. That is the nature of religious folk, I suppose. When I talked about my beliefs, that the Maker reveals himself in the beauty of his world, they treated me with disdain. They want to believe that he's gone, so that when he turns his gaze on them, it means they are special, chosen. He cannot possibly have love for all, the sick and the weary, the beggars and the fools. Thank you. Maybe I am wrong. But it is the Maker's place to decide if I am worthy, not men, not the Chantry. But there is work to be done, and I have talked enough for now.
Hey.
Yes? Well, here I am. What is meant by someone like me?
You just don't seem to belong in a cloister. You know, a beautiful, charming woman like yourself.
And there were no beautiful, charming women in the cloisters, you think? You would be wrong. There were many lovely young initiates in the Lothering cloister, all of them chaste and virtuous. It added to their mystique, because then they were forbidden, and forbidden fruit is the sweeter, no? Flatterer. I, however, did not take vows, and so perhaps I am not as enigmatic? The Chantry provides succor and safe harbor to all who seek it. I chose to stay and become affirmed. We affirm our belief in the Maker, in Andraste and the chant, but other than that, there are no vows taken. The chantry does not pride, and you should. I desired time apart from the world. I was a traveling minstrel in Orlais. Tales and songs were my life. I performed, and they rewarded me with applause and coin. And my skill in battle? Well, you pick up different skills when you travel, yes? Yes, of course. Let's move on.
Dang, by 6. I'm really doing well here, boys.
Yes? Something you need? Lothering? I think it started as a settlement by the river, and then grew when it became the place where two roads met. There are always people in Lothering, but many are just passing through. Yes? Something you need? Yes? What's on your mind? Where did you hear this? And you believe everything you hear? Not all minstrels are spies. Most are just singers and storytellers. But some of them are what we call bards. Bards are minstrels and more. Spies, as you say. Some say there is a bard order, but I don't think this is true. Many bards work alone or in small groups, doing the bidding of a patron who pays for their services. If there is an organization behind it all, no one knows who they are.
In the bidding of patrons, there is an organization behind it.
The Empress must have her own bards at her disposal, I suppose, but many are more self-serving. In Orlais, there is much rivalry amongst the highborn. They fight over land, influence, and the favor of the Empress. But they cannot do this openly because it is impolite, and in public, they wear smiling faces and pretend to be civil. In secret, they plot and scheme to destroy each other. It is a game completely meaningless to anyone but its players. I have revealed too much, it seems. But it doesn't matter what I used to be. It is the past.
Yeah. But why were you living in a rural...
I found myself in Ferelden and sheltered from bad weather in the Chantry. And when the storm passed, I just did not want to leave. I like to say the Maker brought me here.
Hey.
Yes? Something you need? Yes? What's on your mind? Of course I do. I love stories far too much to keep them to myself. Everyone should be able to benefit from them, I think. Which one? I have heard a little about how the elves gained their freedom from the Tevinter Imperium. When Andraste began her exalted march against the Imperium, the elves joined her cause to fight their masters. The great elven leader, Shatan, born in captivity, rose up to lead his people. He foresaw a future where the elves were free. Shatan was killed when Andraste was betrayed, but the elves continued to fight, eventually breaking free of the Imperium. The elves claimed the Dales in the south and settled there in a land of their own. The elves lived in the Dales for centuries. They resurrected the worship of the elven gods and would allow the building of no chantry. This angered the chantry, and the hostility between the two factions finally broke out in open war. The chantry says the elves struck first, but I do not know whether to believe it. The chantry declared a wholly exalted march against the elves, named for Andraste's similar march against Tevinter. During the exalted march of the Dales, the elven cities were sacked, and the elven state completely dissolved. Some of the elves bitterly accepted their fates and surrendered to human rule, living in the human cities as second-class citizens. But others, still fiercely proud of their heritage, refused to bow to the humans, and instead became homeless wanderers. They were the elves of the Dales, the Dalish. Andraste was the Maker's chosen. The Maker had long since abandoned the world when the sound of her singing turned his ear. Beauty, grace, and wisdom enraptured him, and he offered to take her from this flawed world to become his divine bride. But Andraste had an earthly husband and would not forsake him. Instead, she beseeched the Maker to return to his people once more. So earnest was her plea that the Maker was moved, and promised that he would create a paradise on earth if all abandoned their false gods and turned once more to him. And this is why Andraste began her exalted march on the idolaters of the Tevinter Imperium. The Maker granted her his powers with which to smite her enemies. Andraste brought the Imperium to its knees, and her victories converted many to the worship of the Maker. Alas, it was the frailties of men that betrayed and killed Andraste. Her earthly husband, Maferath, a chieftain of the Alamari tribes himself, grew jealous as his wife's popularity and influence overshadowed his own. She was also revered as the Maker's betrothed, and Maferath began to see their own bond waning in significance as Andraste became ever more devoted to the Maker. Out of envy and spite, Maferath made a pact with the Archon Hysarian of Tevinter, allowing his beloved Andraste to be ambushed and captured. Andraste was burned at the stake in Minrathous, the capital of Tevinter. The Tevinter Chantry claims that in Andraste's last moments, Hysarian's heart softened, and he heard the voice of the Maker telling him to end her suffering. He plunged his sword into her heart, and as her blood washed over his hands, he became one of the faithful. Dissenters said that the Archon only converted because he could not stem the tide of Andraste's cult, and was forced to do so to stay in power. We will never know for sure.
Alrighty then.
Yes? Something you need?
Did you need to be a bard?
I don't think you have the correct aptitude.
Damn it.
I could give you some pointers, though. You may be able to pass them on to someone you know. Let's just go over there, away from the others. For safety, yes? I expect there shall be daggers flying about willy-nilly for a time.
Hey. Sweet boy. Huh.
Yes? Something you need? Lothering? I think it started as a settlement by the river. There are always people in Lothering, but many are just passing through.
Alright.
Yes? Something you need? Yes? What's on your mind? Of course I do. I love stories far too much to keep them to myself. Everyone should be able to benefit.
Alright, let's carry on. Wait. Oh, there's a guy with a question here. Ah, never mind. I'll just end the episode here in this tavern where we just nearly killed a group of people. Alright, so, anyway, guys. So far, we've made it to... Loathing? Yeah, Loathing. We've made it to the town of Loathing, or city of Loathing, or village of Loathing, whatever Loathing is. And we met this nether lady, a priest, mind you, Liliana, a sister, a nun, a hot nun. So you got the hot witch and the hot nun. Perfect. And we just need to find another hot lady to replace Alistair. Because, yeah. Because I'm that kind of guy. No, I'm kidding. I mostly focus on stats and whatnot. Dog, pretty much, useless because he can't do much. Yeah, so anyway, my name is Turk, and I will see you guys in the next video.